I have a reservation under Hayes for 7:30. I'm sorry, but we're fully reserved tonight,
Jessica said, not even bothering to check the book. The Meridian restaurant in Manhattan was fully booked that Friday evening, and Victoria Hayes sat in her wheelchair at the hostess stand, wearing a worn gray sweater and faded jeans. Jessica Morgan, the head hostess, looked her up and down with barely concealed disgust. Hayes? Jessica's eyes traveled from the wheelchair to Victoria's simple clothes. Listen, this restaurant has a certain standard, and I don't think you understand the kind of establishment this is. We're talking 3 Michelin stars here. I understand perfectly, which is why I made this reservation 3 weeks ago for an important business meeting. Business meeting? Jessica laughed loudly, making sure nearby guests could hear. Seriously? Our average bill is $400 per person, and you're sitting there in thrift store clothes blocking the entrance while actual guests are trying to get through. Please, you just need to leave before you embarrass yourself further, Jessica interrupted, reaching out and pushing Victoria's wheelchair aside to make room for a couple in designer clothes. Honestly, I don't know how you even thought you belonged here. This isn't a soup kitchen. Victoria gripped the wheels of her chair, but said nothing. You know what? I'm calling security because this is getting ridiculous, Jessica announced, pulling out her phone. Someone who can't even afford decent clothes definitely can't afford to eat here, and I have real reservations to manage. Several other hostesses nearby smirked, clearly entertained. But then Chef Marcus Romano burst through the kitchen doors, his face going pale. Jessica, what the hell is happening out here? He demanded, his voice tight with panic. Jessica smiled confidently. Just handling someone who wandered in and is claiming to have a reservation she obviously can't afford. Do you have any idea who you're talking to? Some random person in a wheelchair who thinks she can just... That's Victoria Hayes, Marcus said, his hands visibly shaking. She owns 85% of this restaurant, this entire building, and 7 other Meridian locations across the country. The whole $120 million chain. The entrance hall went completely silent. Jessica's smile vanished, and her face drained of all color. Miss Hayes personally visits each location in regular clothes to see how staff treat customers regardless of appearance, Marcus continued, his voice growing colder. And you just pushed our owner's wheelchair aside like she was trash. Jessica, you're fired effective immediately, Marcus said firmly. Security will escort you out, and I'll personally make sure every fine dining establishment in New York knows exactly why you're unemployable in this industry. Please, Chef Romano, I didn't know. I swear I'll never... Jessica's voice cracked as tears started forming. Victoria wheeled herself toward the private dining room, her voice calm and measured. You didn't need to know who I was, Jessica. You just needed to treat every person with basic respect. Jessica lost her 6-figure job, her reputation in Manhattan's restaurant scene, and her entire future in hospitality within 5 minutes.